Namaste. Hello, everyone. Yes, I decided to do another tarot exercise, and this time I'm watching on TV a story, true story about this girl that was kidnapped in Ecuador. Okay, so I put the cards out to see what we had, and it's interesting because she was getting signals from the home, from her family. Okay, and she was out in the jungle tied to this thing, tied to this tree and stuff. But she would get this message psychically from her mother, and she would start to pray. So this is interesting, these three coming up to see how they fit with the story. Again, she got these messages. She was there and she could hear her mother speaking to her psychically, giving her this message, and she would pray. So we've got the priest there, so she would pray. I didn't see the beginning of it, so I don't know how she got kidnapped. I think maybe her parents were there or something. They're negotiating with them, and she wasn't in any trouble. She wasn't doing anything negative. And, this was just part of the universal happening, and that there were, ones looking over for her. And she was using self-restraint. She kept a cool head and was self-sufficient, resourceful, adaptable. Now, again, she was out there in the woods. She sat there and would listen to the birds, and she wasn't sure what was going to take place. And she was in fear. She was in fear sitting there. But again, she was resourceful. She looked at the bottom of her bag, and she got her hairpins and things out, and she was able to pick the lock. Okay, when she picked the lock, she would go out and would climb a tree to look and see where she was, and then she'd go back and put it back on so they wouldn't know that she had gotten free. Okay, that she was free of that chain. Okay, and she would sit there in the evening and think about, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay. And it shows here, this was the beginning of the thing. She sat there and was wondering, what's going to happen? I'm going through all these changes. I'm stuck there. And the triangle is showing, that universal energy. And I think this has to do with, again, she had that connection with her parents, and she was going to run, and she could hear psychically the mother tell her, don't run, don't do it. So she stayed there, but she ultimately gained her release. Okay, she did get released. Now I have one last card, the egg. So I think the egg is going to represent the broken plans they tried to hatch broken plans, because she did get released. She was rescued. So now I'm waiting to hear the rest of it, what happened. But it's interesting, again, this is a tarot exercise to throw it and see how close it is to the happening. Oh, that looks like Colombia. I've been there before. Looks familiar. Anyway, I went there once a long time ago. But let me see what they say here.
And finally allow her to see her parents, brother, and sister.
Huh.
I can't remember like every single minute of that waiting. It was like a long time. Even I could say that was even longer than the 3 weeks I was waiting.
After a brief press conference,
So we'll
the
see.
Levies walked through the crush of cameras and into Elisa's arms.
Yeah, so they did find her. She did get loose. I think she did run.
It was a good feeling.
I think she did run, and they did find her. Okay, but she had gotten, again, she went to South America and got kidnapped. Even though she was in fear, she still kept a cool head. She still kept a cool head, sat there in the forest, you know, and while she was there to keep herself, she had a book there that she would sit there and read, and she would, again, listen to the birds, and she would sit there and contemplate, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And she was resourceful. She used what she had to get free. She was able to open the things and then was able to get away, to be released. And the universe, you know, was able to, again, the universe here, kept that connection with her parents, that she absolutely got messages from them psychically. And she, again, at that point started to pray and look at the way to, you know, foil their plans that they had hatched. I love the hatched one. Okay. And she did. Boop, flew away. So again, you know, it was, this is just, again, another exercise to see what happened. Very fun.